Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Skill School. Leicester City Career Mode, episode 73? 72, maybe 73. I'm not too sure. You're going to have to just look at the name of the video and you'll see. But we're up against Newcastle. We're back in the Premier League. As last episode, I think we had the national games. Two of them. We started off well, man. We got out there. We got our wins. We did what everyone was expecting us to do, but now we're back into club football where it really matters. The only thing I really care about, truly, the Premier League, my most important possession. We're trying to retain our title, and it's looking like we are going to. Jovetic there probably should have got that into the back of the net one way or another, but Krul is able to dive on the ball and stop him from getting it in, and then Remy Cabella steps up. Does he have 5-star weak foot though? He has to have at least 4. I wouldn't be surprised if he does, but doing something like that, you gotta have at least 4-star weak foot. Like Newcastle just messing around with it. It's played out wide. I think that's Slimani who turns, plays it into Cabella, and Remy Cabella just look at that. First time, tight angle, left foot, just bending. Look at the way that curls into the far post. Gibbons couldn't do a damn thing about that one. That's a beautiful strike. Schlupp this time, however, we're trying to come back into this game. Lamela whips it across the box, and Mahrez is there. I can't keep mentioning this every episode and talking about how great this team is that I've built. I don't know. Let me know on comparing to every team you've seen on YouTube. Where does mine rank? I feel like this is the best team YouTube has ever seen. And I ain't trying to boast them, but this is the best team YouTube's ever seen. Forget about overrules and shit, but the way this team is performing, and bear in mind, not only are we playing on Legendary, but I have also altered the sliders to make the CPU even better than Legendary. So you could say we're playing on the level above Legendary, and we're still completely tearing it open. And look at Marko Arnautovic that time with a completely ruthless finish. This is what I'm talking about. Above anything else, our team is clinical and ruthless. Arnautovic cutting it onto his left foot, and yeah, that did take a slight deflection, but that finish either way is just savage. He's just slapped it towards the keeper, and yeah, it took a deflection, but I feel like that still would have found its way into the back of the net even if it didn't take a deflection. So this team is just, we're completely killing it. And right now Jovetic, he ain't even got a goal, but Mahrez and Arnautovic do. That's the thing about this team, all three of them could score at any time. And look at that from Lamela, just taking one quick touch, shifted it out, left foot off the bar. Jovetic this time, I said he ain't scored yet. So what does he do? He scores from 30 yards. A free kick of outstanding proportions. What else? What else could we say? A free kick of unbelievable techers. That's what we could say. A free kick of incredible stature. What am I talking about? A free kick, basically. We scored another free kick. Another one. Brilliant. Jovetic, man. That's what I'm saying, though. You can't stop all three of them. You could possibly stop one of them. Newcastle haven't managed to do that today. They didn't stop none of them. But even if you do stop one or two, someone will step up and put it in the back of the net against you, man. Arnautovic again, going on a run this time. Krul having to make yet another save. This time it's played out wide to Mahrez. Onto his right foot. Onto his left foot. Bends it. Krul makes another good save. Krul is really sparing Newcastle's blushes. They could be just getting battered right now. This time it's another beautiful through ball into Torvan, and he makes it 4 against his old team. One of our players who are actually... How many players do we have from Newcastle now? We have Torvan. We sold Jose Perez. So I was obviously still including him. We have him and we have Aarons. So I think it's just 2 Newcastle players we have. We did have 3 with Jose Perez, but now only 2 in the team. But one of them comes back to haunt Newcastle for letting him go. We haven't really made the most out of Torvan yet, but we're using him. We're putting him to good use off the bench sometimes, starting. He's just definitely... When I signed him, it was kind of as a backup on the wing, but now he's really making his way up. Since Son has arrived, kind of slipped down just a tiny bit again, but he's still putting in performances whenever I put him on the pitch, really. And we've come out of there with another big win. And tell me, who can beat this team? I'm really interested to see, because we're going for an unbeaten season at the moment. But like, I don't know, like there has to be, I still feel like someone will beat us at some point. So we're gonna have to wait and see who that is, because we've beat some big teams already. So who will it be? I reckon it might even just be a small team who just shocks us at some point, though. But into the Champions League this season again, where we are also unbeaten. Unbeaten in the Premier League, unbeaten in the Champions League, unbeaten in the FA Cup. So continuing with this, playing against Zenit in cold Russia, snowing and shit. Hulk whips in a nice cross, and Zenit had a chance to take the lead early on in this game. Looking to, well, attempting to be, they want to be the first team to beat us this season. And like, we're really looking like Barcelona, man. Like, teams are coming at us. Like, they must be fairing us, man. Seeing that we ain't lost a game in how long. We're just pushing teams over, scoring all these goals. And here's another one. Jovetic, like, he just keeps surprising me with the different ways he could score goals. Like, that finish that time, I have so much confidence in his ability that the ball, I didn't even have to take a touch. Like, you see the bar filled up before it even arrived at his feet, and I just thought, you know what, let me just hit this. And it found the back of the net. He's dispossessed. Van Ginkel takes a touch, puts it into Jovetic, and while the ball is behind him almost, like, he just wraps his foot around it and finds the corner. Now we've come to Russia and we're looking like we're just going to take over things. 42 minutes in, Grenier with another nice shot, but it's saved by the keeper. We're just piling pressure on Zenit St. Petersburg. It's played into Grenier this time. No one's reacting really. Grenier finds it, runs down the line. He's got a man at the back post. It's kind of trickled towards Jovetic, and Stevan Jovetic gets his second of the game. Our second of the game. And possibly the 3 points wrapped up in this one. I don't know if we could be confident enough to say, because there's still time. And you've seen with thrown away leads, like we could throw away a lead at any time the way we play. Just continuing to throw players at teams. But Jovetic has got a little bit lucky there for the ball to kind of just wait for him on the line. And Jovetic has just run up to it, cipher it into the back of the net. Defender couldn't get there in time. Grenier, however, now plays it into Van Ginkel. I've realized over recent times that I say his name differently every single time I say it. And to be honest, even though I've seen him play quite a few times now, never for Chelsea really. I don't even think I've ever seen him play for Chelsea. Like, Chelsea just don't take advantage of their young players. I've seen him play for AC Milan. I've seen him play for Stoke. So, and well, anyway, to the point, all these times I've seen him, I still don't know how to say his name. Like, is it Van Ginkel? Is it Van Hinkel? Is it Van Winkel? I don't know. Because you know how these Dutch people be pronouncing the G's and shit. Like, sometimes it sounds... And Van Wolfswinkel. Like, you know what? Forget it. We're going to say it differently every time. Because, like, at least sometimes we'll be getting it right, you know? So, leaving it there. Heung-min Son tried to go around the keeper. Couldn't get completely around him. And denied by the keeper. But we walk out here with 3 points anyway. Like, you know what? You can't... Maybe you could stop us from scoring 5 goals against you. But... is that something to really be proud of? Like, we're still walking out here with a comfortable victory into the next game now against West Ham, which is the last game of the episode. And we're watching Jovetic, 4 goals in his last 3 games. But you can't just watch Jovetic because we got Mahrez and Arnautovic next to him. We got Lamela just behind them in the centre. And we got Holtby, who's going to create chances for just about everyone. Up against West Ham, though, it's a decent side that West Ham are coming out with. West Ham are a strong side this season, though, bearing in mind, we are in season 4, so the table's a bit upside down. West Ham and Newcastle are 2 teams who are actually doing pretty well this season, within the top 5 or 6. But onto Jovetic again. They told you to watch out for him, and I've mentioned, like, when I get the ball, how confident I feel with him. Like, I feel confident enough to get the ball with him, turn, and just shoot. You know, just shoot. We've got players around him, but you got to close him down a little bit better than that. And I'm looking at that replay now, and I'm just like, he's a beautiful man, Jovetic is. Like, he is a beautiful man to be able to do something like that. Did you see the way the ball was moving though? Sexy, man. Sexy. Damn, Stevan. But West Ham, you can't write them off. Like I said, they're a good team this season, and they're coming straight back at us. But what I've noticed with teams we play against is they need to start taking their chances, because that's 2 very good chances for West Ham, and they've missed both of them. Maybe I should put their shot error up again a little bit more. But 71 minutes before the next chance comes, Arnautovic finds his way down the left, pulls it back into Lamela, and I told you, man, you had to watch him. They had to watch Jovetic. They didn't do that. He banged in a goal. And now they have to watch Lamela. They didn't do it, and he banged in a goal. It wasn't as beautiful as Jovetic, but all goals count, man. All goals count. And we'll take that right there. Arnautovic makes his way down the left-hand side and pulls it into Jovetic. There's 3 players. It's shocking defending, to be honest, by West Ham. 3 players all around Lamela. Either one of them could have decided to mark him. Neither of them decided to mark him. One of them is like right in front of the goalkeeper on the line. Don't know what they're doing. And we take a 2-0 lead. Lamela again scoring in the Premier League. That right there is his 4th goal in this competition. He's just what we need, man. Goals from the midfield. Every team needs goals from the midfield, and we're getting plenty of them. If it's not goals, it's assists from Hobie. Lamela with good footwork, finding Arnautovic, and Adrian forced to make a save. Every keeper we play against, man, they're active when we play against them. But that's the end of this game. We're going to walk out of here with all 3 points. That's it. Jovetic scoring again. What more do you want from me? What do you want me to say? Jovetic scored again. Not that many goals from Mahrez or Arnautovic, but Jovetic is scoring. So in the next episode, you'll probably get some goals from Mahrez and Arnautovic. But into some training. We're going to have this before the end of the game. Before the end of the episode, sorry. And this is where I'm going to end it. If you did enjoy this episode, say training. Put comments saying training. Peace. Bye.